So comrades, ignore these 5 red flags as Advocate Mnisi runs from the Meyiwa trial. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 red flags that all of South African media didn't even touch on as they were reporting this. And I see many people's comments on our last video, this one here, also missing these 5 red flags. So if you watch till the end, then let's have fun with this. We friends here, right? So out of the 5, you write down along with your comment which of these 5 you got. But we're doing this because we are on a mission, and it's not a mission, it's a fact by now that South Africa will prosper. So press like and let's see the red flags that comrades ignore.
The lady, my registrar, showed me this in her phone. Hello, your phone? It's from Advocate Mnisi.
Okay, so red flag number 1. The lady who just stood up is a registrar. A registrar is literally a judge support, but they are responsible for all the paperwork in a court. Because in a court, you don't talk, you make submissions. You will hear when the judge says, "I am told." It is an insult to tell a judge anything because you put in submissions. So if someone wants to skip a court case, for starters, they must write an affidavit or a letter, submit it to the registrar, and then the registrar will submit it to a judge. Red flag number 1. The judge is holding in his hands evidence of disrespect. What is the evidence of disrespect? A text to a registrar, because you don't communicate official court business by text. You do it via submissions, an affidavit. There we go, red flag number 1. Let's see him now dealing with the disrespect in his hands. Let's go.
Okay, let's read it. Dear colleague.
Okay, let's read it.
It's not addressed to me because I'm not his colleague. May you kindly convey my humble request of leave of absence on Monday, the 9th June 2025 to the Honorable Judge. The reason for my unavailability on this date is that I will be running the Comrades Marathon on Sunday, the 8th of June 2020.
So he has to laugh like this is not like it should have been. I am kidnapped and cannot get to my laptop and thus cannot make up documents. So that's red flag number 2. It's a text. The first red flag is you sending it to the registrar to tell the judge. Someone must tell the judge, not forward a submission to the judge. It's not a letter.
And will be driving back on the following day, being the Monday. That I have referred to. I know this may affect the proceedings in the above mentioned matter, but may I apologize in advance for the inconvenience to be occasioned by this request. Kind regards. Now this is what I talk about. Mr. Mnisi doesn't think he can write to me directly. He writes to me through my registrar, Ashley, and the lady in front here. And he says they must tell me that he's not coming to court on Monday. He'll be running the Comrades Marathon. Mr. Ngumal, what do you think about this?
Third red flag. So now he says to the first one, what do you think? What's the right answer? The right answer is, I see I'm being disrespected too, along with you and your registrar. And there's a nice way to say it, like, unfortunately, my lord, I know nothing about this communication. That would be enough to say, I'm not swallowing the disrespect to and endorsing it. So let's hear Mr. Nxumalo.
This type of letter. I don't know, it's not even a letter, it's written in a...
My Lord, honestly, I would like to remain silent already.
No, you don't have to remain silent.
I have no comment.
Would you do that? You, would you do that?
No, I haven't. I've never done it.
Yeah, fine. But would you do that?
No, I don't do that.
Mr. Ramusepidi?
Okay, so he chooses to remain silent. Someone is disrespecting the whole system, including his own practice. He remains silent. So the judge goes, okay, let's try the next one.
As the court proceeds, my lord, I think the proper procedure between the communication between his lordship is normally through the registrar.
Yeah.
And then if Mr. Mnisi, perhaps like it arrived now, I'm not in his mind. Perhaps he was still going to raise it with the court, but the proper procedure, from my understanding, is via the registrar. Is the court?
No, this can't be via the registrar.
Okay, so all the way as he's talking, from when he starts talking, Judge Rata's going, Aish. Because everything they're saying has nothing to do with the price of eggs. He's going, I'm disrespected. I'm standing up. I've just read you the evidence of the disrespect of this court, the disrespect of the court's registrar, who is actually an underjudge, because a registrar can also make judgments that don't really require the judge's mind. Second guy saying, yeah, I know communication is supposed to go through a registrar. This is not communication. It's a text. Okay, let's hear the next guy.
He's telling the registrar to tell me that he won't be around on Monday. Is that proper?
My lord, that's how far I can take it regarding that submission, my lord. Mr. Mnisi is here before court.
No, he has written this.
The correct answer is no. This is not a submission. It's not on paper. It has no letterhead. It has no law firm name. It has no law firm registration number. He's literally telling a judge. That is number 3 or 4, whatever, count.
Mr. Baloi, what do you think about this type of address?
As Mr. Ramusepulu pointed out, I think normal courtesy dictates that we communicate through the registrar and not directly with the judge, and I think that's what Advocate Mnisi had in mind. We never communicate directly with the judge, and I think that's what the ethics also dictate.
So you communicate through the registrar to tell the judge that I won't be coming to court on Monday?
Yes. I think in instances where counsel wants to communicate directly with the judge, then a meeting will be arranged in chambers and all the parties will be there. But if a party wants to perhaps convey a message to the judge, then they would channel it through the registrar. That would be the normal practice, my lord.
So I'm not going to respond. If Mr. Mnisi doesn't want to come to court on Monday.
So there we go. All lawyers say there's nothing wrong. A text is how courts are run. We send a text to someone to tell someone. So he's sitting there showing them evidence that, guys, here is evidence that Mr. Mnisi intends to skip a court date without notifying me or notifying counsel. They all unite against what's wrong. This is his response.
That's his business. I will be in court. And the JP expects me to be in court. Can't tell the JP somebody's going to run the marathon. So the case should stop. Everybody should watch the marathon, I suppose. And here's this stupid judge called Ratamukhatli. You allow a person who's representing two of the accused here to go and run a marathon. I must go and tell the JP. When the JP asked me, why were you not sitting, or the DJP, why were you not sitting on Monday? No, we're waiting for Advocate Mnisi to come drive back to Joburg, to wherever, because he was running a marathon. This is South Africa, run by blacks. I can tell you now, even if you call me an Uncle Tom, I don't think a white advocate can have the gall to ask me that. Never. Okay, you've heard me.
So of course he goes on his rant. Is it right? I don't think so. I don't know the rules, but he makes a generalization. Am I hurt crying? No. I don't have a low self-esteem. But is it probably wrong and outside of the rules? Yes, it probably pushes the boundaries. But here's the thing. Something so plain wrong happens. He asks 3 different guys to say, do you recognize you are being disrespected along with the court? None of them say yes. And of course, then he goes out with his outburst. This is South Africa run by blacks. 3 black lawyers in the same room. None of them sees anything wrong with the system being undermined. And then, of course, he gets the backlash. Why does this matter? It matters because countries that recognize and like rules more than some little side issue, whatever it might be, tend to prosper. Look at this. If you look at the rule of law index, the green ones, dark green means they respect rules a lot, and red means they don't respect rules at all. Now, if you come here, in the Caribbean, it's bright red. There, it's dark red, Afghanistan. You go there, Myanmar, bright red. You go to Cambodia, bright red. What do they all have in common? They're all poor, right? Let's look for the dark green countries. The countries that rank the best on the rule of law index because they are cultures that respect rules. Go from Denmark at number 1 all the way to Japan at number 15. What do they all have in common? They are prosperous countries. Now, if you look at the map, let's look at the darkest greens. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Estonia. What do these countries have in common? Australia, New Zealand, USA, Canada. What do these countries all have in common, including the Switzerland of South America, Uruguay? What do they have in common? They are prosperous. Now, look at Africa. All of Africa disrespects rules. Basically, all of Asia disrespects rules. Most of South America disrespects rules outside of Uruguay and here. And if you go up even here, you realize the countries that are slightly greener than us are also slightly more prosperous than us. And which countries do people run away to? Of course, people go from Zimbabwe which is number 123 in the world, and they run to South Africa because we're number 57 in the world. And life is better in Botswana. They are number 51 in the world. And everyone in Africa is running to Canada, to the US, to Europe. Why do they run there? Because when people respect rules, they also prosper. South Africa, look at this. We were number 58 in 2015. Score was 58. We've just been getting worse and worse. So, how much people respect rules is not just to win arguments. It's how much their country can actually prosper. That's why those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. South Africa has been falling apart for a simple reason. Because of Marxism that tells people to see themselves as victims. Victims don't like rules. They see them as oppressive. And people who don't see themselves as victim like rules because they see them as protective. So comrades are defending the Comrades Marathon runner right now and not defending the rules, to say, why would you send a text about skipping? Why would you not send a submission and CC the other judge, the other councils? And the other councils also don't defend the rules. They defend a brother. The reason why African unity and black people unite will never work, because it's built on black people unite as victims. When victims unite, all you find is lawlessness. That's why we lose trillions of rands to corruption in the country. But this will turn around. So, no man can serve two masters. Either he will love the one or hate the other, or he'll respect the one and disrespect the other. You cannot serve God, the author of right, wrong, good, bad, prosperous or not prospering, and Karl Marx, the author of black, white, revolutionary, counter-revolutionary, oppressed, oppressor. Because the oppressed, if you see yourself as oppressed, you missed all 5 of these red flags and you'll vote wrong and vote us into poverty. But if you decide that I go with God, the morality of what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad, what will succeed, what will fail, and choose what's right, choose what's good, choose what makes things better, then let's go together. Let's make history together. Gling, gling. Don't just subscribe, but ring the bell, and I will only see your comment if you are a subscriber. All right, let's make history together. Cheerio.